Searching for something that might not exist. I always thought happiness wasn't a myth. Could've sworn I felt it right when we were kids. Feel like life ain't moving faster the older I get. Feeling down, even when I'm up. Now I'm feeling somehow so. I don't wanna feel I became numb. Used to try to heal with the same drugs. The same drugs I used to think were helping. Emotions I didn't check, I never felt them. Isolated, trying to cope with my depression. Also friends that it said I'm being selfish. Skeptic, nothing to be upset with. I love the life like I'll never see the ending. I love the feeling when I can't spend time with them. Using my success to hide my sickness. Perfect health, somehow I'm still crippled. Perfect life, I still find flaws in it. Brain chemically imbalanced. There's certain Damocles I'm crowned with. I know the problem, yeah, I can't fix it. I know what I shouldn't do, I still did it. In the mirror, I'm my victim. Can't free myself from the grips of addiction. Can't free myself from whatever it's in me. I'm trying not to show the pain I be feeling. I feel regret when I made those decisions.
All right, folks. All right. Listen, I think I established a light there.
Searching for something that might not exist.
Hey, good morning, everyone. All right. All right, let me move the background. Hey, good morning, Erica, Cheryl, Marilyn, Natty. All right, wonderful. As you come on, just share the link, invite someone, tag someone. I know Suriname is in the house, Holland is in the house. All right. Let's let her know. Jacqueline, hey, Jackie, what's up? Good to have you on this morning. All right. Just tag someone. This morning, I'm going to be chatting with you a little bit. Keisha is not with me this morning. I'm alone this morning. All right. But I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit on mental toughness. Mental toughness. I'm going to just chit chat, and I want to get some feedback from you in this hour that we're going to be on the Morning Breakfast Brew. Welcome again to the Morning Breakfast Brew. Those of you on, all right, where we deal with personal growth in faith and finance, and we discuss pertinent topics, all right, that is relevant to those of you who are on. All right. I see Suriname is in the house. Good to have you in the house, Suriname. All right. Jacqueline's in the house. Marilyn is in the house. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So as you come on, just tag someone, message someone who you know need to hear this. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. That's it there. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna talk to you about this morning is mental toughness. Right. Those of you who know me know I teach a lot on my workshops on the mind and mindset paradigms and strengthening your mind. And one of the reason why I constantly focus on this topic, because I truly believe that real change got to take place in your mind first. Okay, and one of the things with dealing with your mind, according to Maxwell, it must be intentional, which means there are things that you will have to do. All right, and one of the laws that Maxwell spoke about, he spoke about the law of intentionality. The law of intentionality. All right, and the law of intentionality literally states nothing don't just happen. All right, which means that you have to growth don't just happen. That's basically what the law says. Growth don't just happen. So there are decisions that you will have to make, and especially in the area of your mindset, which means your thinking. And why this topic is so important, because a lot of individuals are going through so much. All right, and if you don't have that mental toughness, that fortitude, that resilience, all right, when you are beginning to deal with stuff, sometimes you crumble and you fall apart, and it's difficult to keep yourself together. Some people, when they're going through stuff, they cannot work, they can't deal with people, they can't deal with their children, they just sit and just do nothing. All right, and literally in a matter of time they fall apart. Why? Because they didn't have that mental toughness to deal with the situation. Because the situation that you are dealing with, it will still need you. It still need your clarity in terms of thinking. You will still have decisions to make. Okay, and if you are weak up here in your mind, when you begin to face things in life, it's difficult for you to have clarity of making decisions going forward. So sometimes what some people do, they just sit and do nothing. All right, those of you who are on, if you find this is the topic is relevant, just text a yes for me. All right, in the chat, just text a yes if you think that this discussion this morning is relevant, and probably you know somebody that may be going through some stuff, going through some things. Okay, just text yes for me. All right, so we're dealing with this aspect, and I believe that it's going to be able to help some of you basically move from where you are, when I say move, not geographically, but begin to deal with situation, because life will always happen. Life happens. Okay, and as I said before, this law that Maxwell spoke about, the law of intentionality. Hey, Nicholas, good to have you on. Wonderful. All right. It means that there are choices and things that you have to do intentionally. All right. So let's get into it. All right. What is mental toughness? What is mental toughness? Okay. So let's establish a definition. All right. What is mental toughness? Do you think that mental toughness dealing with mental toughness is necessary? Is important? All right. Mental toughness, basically, just to give you a little definition, is the ability to preserve and maintain focus and determination in the face of challenges, adversity, and stress. Now, let's look at that first. That's that one definition, okay, of mental toughness. What is mental toughness? It says the ability to preserve and maintain. Notice preserve. All right, maintain, and the next aspect of the definition says, and focus. Preserve, maintain focus, all right, and determination in the face of challenges, adversity, and stress. Now, this is where mental toughness kicks in, because there are many individuals, many of us who are dealing with adversities, okay, stress, right, challenges, something you didn't plan for happen, whether in business, whether in family, whether in relationship, you didn't plan for it, but it happened. How are you going to deal with that? If you don't have that mental toughness, right, when you are being challenged, because you will, as I said before, you will still have decisions to make. Okay, so if you don't have that mental toughness to really stand and be preserved and be determined and be focused, you will find yourself crumbling. And I'm telling you this, folks, based on where I sit and the things I do, a lot of individuals are crumbling. So I honestly believe that this topic on mental toughness, next month I'm going to be in Suriname doing a masterclass on this, all right, for some folks in Suriname. And I'm telling you, it's really, really, really something that you need to do, all right? It says, what is mental toughness? Let me give you an definition. It involves having a positive mindset, okay? Being resilient, having the ability to overcome obstacles and setbacks. Do you have the ability to overcome obstacles and setbacks? Because life will happen. You finish 1 month with something, next month something else. You finish with one child, the next child act up. It's something else. In relationship, finance is going to happen. All right. Well, if I understand that now life is going to happen, then I must be able to build the fortitude and the mental toughness to deal with this situation. All right. Positive mindset. I've never seen a time, folks, where there's so much negativity in the atmosphere with individuals. Negative about everything. That's negative. Why? Because of what's happening around. Okay. Because people look at what goes on in society, they look at what goes on globally, and they allow it to affect them in such a way that even their decisions, their vocabulary, everything is from a negative place because it affects you there. So mental toughness, you must have what? A positive mindset, being resilient, okay? Having the ability to overcome obstacles and setbacks. Do you have the ability to overcome obstacles and setbacks? All of us are faced with obstacles. All of us are faced with setbacks, but do you have the ability to overcome it? Do you have the ability to make decisions when the children is acting up, the job is acting up, the finances acting up? Do you have that kind of positive mindset to stick to it? Okay, and that is something. All right, that is something that is so needed. All right, so mentally tough individuals are able to what? To maintain motivation, because you will need to be self-motivated. They are able to maintain their focus, their goals, even when faced with difficult circumstances. And that's the key here, because you will need focus, you will need motivation, all right? Because you're setting goals, you're going after your dreams, you're doing things, you're building things, things are happening, okay? So, but a mentally tough person, one individual, is able to maintain their motivation. I've seen folks who, because of a news, because of somebody walk out of their life in terms of relationship, they were not able to they just fall apart, and up to now they're not able to get themselves together. Okay, what will you do if you're in a relationship for? Right, and please, I want those of you who want to just give me some feedback there. What do you do? How are you going to handle it if you are in a relationship 10 years? All right, you're in a relationship 5 years, 6 years, and then all of a sudden, bam, the person walk out. All of a sudden, just so, can you handle that? Do you have the fortitude, the resilience, the mental toughness to handle that? That is why I will tell you this topic is needed. That you need to know the aspects of your whole being, what you need to build. All right, those of you on, please comment and share with me, what do you think? how you deal with a situation like that? You didn't plan for it, okay? You didn't plan for it, but now it's affected you emotionally, psychologically. Just 2 days ago, I was talking to an individual who was in literally a relationship. All right, spent all their money. All right, bought cars, bought stuff, bam, and then all of a sudden the person just flipped and decided to go. And then I want to take everything. I mean, it's when you hear some of the decisions people make, right? Because remember, when you go into something and you say, okay, this is it, you didn't go in half-heartedly. You went in 100. Okay? But remember, things change, things happen. Life will happen. So you now as an individual must have the mental toughness, the fortitude, the resilience to deal with the unexpected, to deal with the unplanned. Things happen. I didn't plan for this, but it happened. Okay, but because I'm mentally tough, because I've made a decision to strengthen myself, although it was unexpected, I may cry a couple of days, but guess what? Because I had the fortitude, the mental fortitude, and the resilience to deal with it, I'm able now to have a clear mind in making decisions going forward. Now, it doesn't mean to say that you're not going to cry, you're not going to, you're going to be upset, you're going to vex with people, you don't want to see anybody. But always, from what I learned, is that you give yourself time to cry, you give yourself time to, if you don't do that, you will find yourself years dealing with that stuff. All right. Let me see what Ingrid is saying there. That's very important. This is the atmosphere we are in. Toxic atmosphere, folks. All right. And then those of you who are on, welcome to the Morning Breakfast Brew. We are dealing with mental toughness, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Okay, and we're having this discussion because a lot of individuals are challenged, all right, when they are faced with adversity and obstacles, they are not able to make a clear decision from that place. All right. I say I will cry, question, get angry, and then I will give myself permission to move on. That's it. That's it. Okay. But not everyone is able to do that. Not everyone. Okay. What about for those who put all their money into this thing? Okay. You spend all your money. You went in 101, not even 100, 105. All right. And then bam, it changed up. Do you have the mental toughness to deal with it? Okay, and that is important. All right. Now, a mentally tough person, okay, they are able to manage their emotions effectively. Okay, being able to manage, and you see this aspect here, folks. Let me tell you what I said. Being able to manage your emotion. And I want to speak to those of you who are on this point, those of you who will listen this later on. All right. You're probably in a situation where you're probably never dealt with anything that is challenging in terms of your that wreck your emotion. And sometimes some of these cases is only when you have been through it. Okay, you can talk from a place of experience. All right. But those of you who have never been through situations like that wreck your emotion, wreck you emotionally, and you still have now to get up, pull yourself together, go to work, you still have to do what you have to do. And if you don't do it, listen to me, because you have folks around you depending on you, what you're going to do. Your children dependent on you, what you're going to do. All right. So managing your emotions effectively. Okay. Stay optimistic. Gotta stay optimistic. Continue to take action towards achieving your goals. So in the midst of the process going forward, you must be able to remain optimistic. All right. You have to manage your emotions and you have to stay focused. Stay focused. All right. And you must take action in achieving your goals. One of the downfalls with when you are going through these situations is to do nothing. Because even if you do nothing, you're still doing something because you make a choice to do nothing. I hope you're getting me there. Okay, so some folks will not do anything. Remember, I said to you, when you're dealing with these issues emotionally, psychologically, you give yourself permission to cry. You give yourself permission to do what you have to do. But also give yourself time also when to cut it off. Okay, because if you don't give yourself permission and time, you find out things will just go crazy. It will just go on and on and on. Why? Because you didn't put a date, you didn't put a time, you didn't put 3 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. Give yourself a cut-off time. That's for you. And you have to do this for you. You have to make decisions for you. All right? So mental toughness is the key trait that can help individuals achieve success. Okay, so if you have to deal with your mental issues in terms of that area, then it will be difficult now for you to on that journey for success. And I know many of you are on this journey achieving success in different areas of your life. All right, whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's academic, all right, in your workplace, your journey towards success in a particular area, whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's your health, fitness, right? But you're on that journey. All right. Now, why this is important, and I just have a discussion with you on why it's why this is important. But I want to go into I think sometime I share with you. All right. Okay. All right. Sometimes I share with you. Good morning, not here, just about it. All right. All right, somebody said that here. Let me know if you're here and just text me there, please, if you're here. And somebody said not here. All right, but I believe everybody's here. Okay, right, wonderful. All right. I shared with you some of the characteristics. All right, characteristics. These are traits of mentally tough individuals. So if you're on this journey in terms of developing mental toughness, what are some of the traits, the characteristics, the traits of a mentally tough individual? Now, I'm just going to highlight a few because I want to go into fixed mindset and growth mindset. All right. And some of the traits is resilience. Okay. A positive attitude, Then we have self-discipline or a growth mindset. And these are, listen to me, these are just some of the traits of let's just traits or characteristics of a mentally tough person. So if you're mentally tough, these are some of the characteristics. Number one is resilience. Okay, a mentally tough individual, you're able to bounce back. Resilience means that it doesn't mean that things will not happen, but a mentally tough person is able to bounce back from setbacks and failures. Listen to me, resilience. You must be able to develop that. Now, what I'm sharing with you, I'm sharing some snippets from an ebook I put together. All right, this is just part of it, because now if I say resilience, you have to know now how do I build resilience and go get into resilience. Understand what I'm saying? But I'm just sharing with you some of the traits, because I want to go into our main discussion this morning is fixed mindset versus growth mindset, a mindset. Okay, and I'm just highlighting some characteristics of mentally tough individual. And the first one is resilience, which means now that is the ability to bounce back. So all I hear bad news, although the business didn't happen, something happened in the business and I lose some money, or the relationship didn't work. All right, resilience is the ability to bounce back from a setback. The ability to bounce back from a setback. In life you will have setbacks. In business, you will have setbacks. In relationship, you will have setbacks. You will just have setbacks. But resilience is the ability to bounce back from a setback. All right. And a mentally tough person, this is one of the characteristics of a mentally tough individual. Do you have that kind of resilience? And there's a way to build it. There's a way to do it. Okay. And I'm just sharing these with you because I see individuals crumbling because they went in 110, they went in 100, and then bam, something happened. And then up to now, some of them did not bounce back. Or sometimes you bounce back, but you bounce back a year after, 2 years after. And now you're trying to fight back to get back that zeal and the tenacity and the drive and the discipline. You're trying to set goals, you're trying to get back in. Why? Because it took so long. The setback had you in a place so long that your subconscious mind form new paradigms and new mindset and put you on a totally different track because you stay in that place so long. And listen to me, that is the danger in staying down too long. This is why I said to you, those of you who are listening, I said to you that you want to put a time and you want to put a date in the time that you will grieve or the time that you will be upset. Give yourself that time, but give yourself a cutoff date. So I'm going to cry. I'm going to be upset. For 3 months or 1 month. And when that 3 months, 90 days is over, then I'll put myself together. All right, it's there. Now, those of you who are familiar with the Bible, what I'm sharing with you, it's in the Bible. The patriarchs did that. David was one of the guys who did that. When David had that child, Bathsheba had that child for him, and the child got sick. All right, and David went into sackcloth and ashes, and he was praying and he was fasting and all that stuff. And if you understand in the Old Testament the concept of sackcloth and ashes, they would put ashes on themselves and old clothes and tear it up. That was a form of remorse. Okay, so they did those things as a form of remorse, and it tells us that the Bible tells us that when David's child was sick, he did that. All right, and so his people around him were looking. And when they brought news to him, because they were afraid to come and tell David, the child died. Okay? And when he heard the news, he got up, he changed his clothes, take a bed, put on new clothes, and he ordered food. He said, all right, let's eat. And the guys were shocked. All right? Because, and he said to them, while the child was sick, and he was in remorse, and he was fasting, there was still a possibility the child could be healed. But the child is dead. All right, so guess what? That's over. I'm going to move on. So he gave himself that time. And this is what I'm saying to you. When you are dealing with these adversities and these pressures and these things that will happen in life, yes, you didn't plan for it. Yes, you spend all your money. Yes, you put in all your time. And yes, you love. All that stuff is true. We're not saying it's not true. Okay? But if you want to bounce back, you got to give yourself time, a cutoff time. And now remember I said, don't stay in that place too long. And this is where one of the characteristics of somebody with a mentally tough mind, they have the trait of resilience, the ability to bounce back from a setback, from failure. All right, they are able to preserve through difficult times and maintain their motivation. All right, and focus on their goals. Being able to maintain your motivation, your focus on your goals when you are faced with adversity. So a mentally tough individual has this trait, has this characteristics that is called resilience. Okay? The next characteristics you must have, okay, of a mentally tough person is a positive attitude. Positive attitude. Okay? Those of you who are on, just text and let me know if what I'm saying, just share your view also, if you agree with me. Okay? But I just want to go in this teaching mood this morning to talk to you from that place. All right? A positive attitude. So a mentally tough individual have a positive what? Outlook on life. If you don't have a positive outlook on life, then the situation that you are going through will project a negative attitude. It will project something negative, and then you will reflect the negative because the situation is projecting the negative. All right? So this is one of the characteristics you want to be able to adopt, a positive mental attitude. All right? You must be optimistic. All right? Optimistic. And see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. See challenges as opportunities for growth and for learning. See challenges as a learning experience. This is a learning experience. What am I going to learn in this? Or what did I learn as a result of what it is I went through or what it is I'm facing? Now, to deal with that, as I said before, you got to give yourself time to dress back a little bit. Okay? Give yourself time to cry. Give yourself time to act crazy and all that stuff. Give yourself that kind of time. Okay? But then understand, you want to be able to have these characteristics: resilience, a positive mindset, self-discipline. Now, I'm not gonna go into all right, but let me go into two, okay? And then you must have a growth mindset. Let's talk about growth mindset. So number 3 was a self-discipline, but number 4 is a growth mindset, right? So a mentally tough individual have a growth mindset, which means they believe that their abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication. So that growth mindset, which means that I'm going to grow out of this. Listen to me. I'm going to grow out of this. So, but in order for me to grow out of this, I must have a growth mindset, a mindset to grow. Because when you grow, you go. Listen to me. When you grow, you go. So you must have a growth mindset. So growth is one of the approach you could use when you are faced with adversity. I'm going to grow out of this, because if I don't grow, I will not grow. All right. So a mentally tough individual, you must have a growth mindset. They're always looking for ways to learn and improve. So you see your situation, you look at it from a learning experience. What did I learn from this? All right. Is it making sense, folks? Let me hear what some of the folks are saying. All right. All right. Notice I recognize it at David, right? Who had hope. Okay. All wonderful. Let me see what Merlin's saying. Resilience and a positive outlook is the key. That's true. A positive outlook. Because I'm telling you, folks, people will bring bad news. All right. The situation will not work out how you want it to work out all the time. All right. And if you're not positive, if you have a positive outlook, you will just allow what the situation is saying to feed you. All right. Let me see what Cheryl is saying. I'm going to grow out of this. When you grow, you go. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm going to grow out of this. Okay. Because if you don't grow, you don't go. Now, all what I'm saying, folks, is it's not a walk in the park. Don't feel because I'm teaching it, I'm setting a structure to it. It's not going to be easy. Come back to again. The law of growth with Maxwell, he said, is the law of intentionality, which means growth doesn't just happen. There are things you will have to what? To do. There are things you will have to do. And then the other characteristics is emotional intelligence. All right. Adaptability. Okay. Adaptability. A mental tough individual is able to adapt to change and uncertainty. You must be able to adapt to change and uncertainty because life happens. And I'm seeing a lot of individuals who are going through stuff and stuck. Stuck. Can't deal with the kids, can't deal with anyone, stay in a room, you cry all day, you eat popcorn, you watch Netflix. That's it. Whole day. And if you don't give yourself a cut-off time for that, guess what? You're going to stay there too long, and then to get out of that is going to be difficult. That's where the problem comes in. Okay? This is why my emphasis is on give yourself a cut-off time, a cut-off date. You have to set that. Don't think it will just... No. Because if you stay in that position too long, it will be difficult to come out. Yes, the hurt is real. Yes, the disappointment is real. Yes, the failure is real. Yes, you lost the money. Yes, all that is true. You accept it as true, and sometimes you accept the responsibility of it. You own it. Okay? You own it. You're not casting the blame on anyone. It's my fault. I did it. Okay? I did it. It's my fault. So you accept it, and you give yourself time to cry. You give yourself time to be hurt. But I say it again, set a cutoff date, because you want to be able to display these characteristics of a mentally tough person. Emotional intelligence, adaptability. You must be able to be flexible and able to adjust. Sometimes because of what happened, guess what? You have to adjust your goals. All right? Strategies are needed. Okay? And who have to implement it? You have to implement it. You have to implement it. So you coming out of the situation will need you. You need you to come out of it. Yes, you will get the counsel. Yes, you get the advice. Yes, you have the team support. You have people support. But guess what? You need to drive the car. You need to drive the car, which means you need to come out of it. All right. Thank you. I'm smiling, saying making sense. Let me see what Baptiste is saying. By God's help, I can make it once we depend on him. That's good. Depending on God. And that's good. And I love what Baptiste said. But the thing with that, you are dependent on God, but God is dependent on you. You are dependent on God, but God is dependent on you, which means taking the action. And I'm so glad you put that point there, Shirley. I'm so glad. Why? Because a lot of people say I'm dependent on God. Yes, which is good. You depend on God, but God is also dependent on you, because your situation will also need you to come out of it. You need to walk out of it. You need to get up from the chair. You need to get back in the game. You need to go on the field. You need it. God said, I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to give you a strategy, and I'm going to send people. Okay? God said, I'm doing my part. You can depend on me to do my part, but I also want to depend on you to do your part. And this is where mental toughness come in. So when you get the instructions and you get the counsel, you have to be able to do your part. And this is where many individuals get stuck and they fail. Why? Because now it's time now to get up. It's time to get out of the bed. It's time now to read the book. It's time now to do what you have to do. You get the instructions, because the failure with a lot of individuals is not that they don't know what to do. It's not that they are not doing what they're supposed to do and what they know to do. Because God is going to do his part. He's going to speak. He's going to give you the instructions. He's going to send people. He's going to put people in place. But now, do you have the strength, okay, to begin now to apply it? And that's where the problem comes with a lot of individuals. Sometimes for many of us, it's not the information. It's not the revelation. It's not the counseling and all that steps to do it. We know it. But it's the doing aspect of it. All right? Hey, Taran, what's up? Blessings. All right. God is in you. That's right. That's right. God is in you. All right. Weakness of the will. Oh, my God, Taran. It's starting something here, bro. All right. Get yourself cut-off date. Give yourself a cut-off date. All right, folks. Again, I want to get into the fix and growth mindset. Let's get into that. Now, let me just say it again. Now, I'm just saying snippets from the ebook I did, because those of you who know me, this is what I do. Okay. We can't get into all the aspect of it. All right, but the things I'm talking about is at least is a starting point. All right. So sharing some of the characteristics of a mentally tough individual. Let's go back into it before we move into the fixed mindset, growth mindset. All right. So the first one, resilience. Number two, a positive attitude. Next one is self-discipline. You must be self-disciplined. Growth mindset. You must have a growth mindset, ready to grow. Then emotional intelligence, then adaptability. And number 7 is perseverance. All right. Mentally tough individuals have a never give up attitude. A never give up attitude. Are you hearing me? All right. A never give up attitude, which means they are persistent and determined. And I want you to hear this last one I'm going to share before we go into fix and growth mindset. Perseverance. Don't give up. Don't give up. All right. They are persistent, determined, and they don't let obstacles or setbacks hold them back. All right. Because people will disappoint you. You yourself disappoint yourself, but you're not going to stay there. You got to be persistent. They call it what? Stick-to-itiveness. All right. I'm sticking to it. What the Bible tells us? A just man falleth 7 times, but he get back up. He get back up again. He get back up. Get back up. Knock down, but not knock out. Get back up. Get back up. So there must be that get back up mentality. That stick-to-itiveness mentality. Get in the game. All right. Now these characteristics are not exhaustive. All right. But they provide what it is. It provide a good starting point, as I said before, for understanding what it means to be mentally tough. All right. And if you go back over these characteristics, the video is going to be up on the Money My Business YouTube link, so you can go back and listen again. But this is just a starting point. All right. What it means to be mentally tough. Okay. Now, if you read individuals, like for instance, like Michael Jordan, all right. If you read his bio and all that stuff about him, he's considered by many to be one of the greatest basketball player, all right, of all time. Michael Jordan is known for his incredible work ethics. What he's known for is work ethics. I think late Kobe Bryant is also the same thing. Their work ethics, mental toughness, and their competitiveness. Those guys were known for that. So we see them at the top of the game, all right? But what kept them there, what get them there, is that whole mental toughness, competitiveness, all right? And we could just mention a few of those secular individuals, Elon Musk and Serena Williams, all those individuals, those sports individuals, all right? Let's get into the aspect now of understanding your mindset. All right. Again, those of you who know what I teach heavy on paradigms, subconscious, conscious, and all that stuff. All right. So I have a proper good understanding of how the mind works. And I want to talk about the fix versus the growth mindset. All right. And this basically what it refers to, it make reference to different mindsets that individuals can have in going forward. Somebody could possess a fixed mindset or a growth mindset in going forward. I want you to understand this. So a fixed mindset, basically, it characterized by the belief that one's abilities and intelligence are fixed traits and that they cannot be significantly improved or developed over time. All right? The success of others, listen to this, okay? People with fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges and criticism. People with fixed mindset, which means your mindset is fixed, it's programmed, it's fixed. Okay? So people with fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges and criticism and may give up easily in the face of difficulties. So if you find someone giving up easily, quick, in the face of difficulties, tendencies are that person possesses a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges and criticism. In the journey to success, in journey in life, which is progressive, there will be challenges. The thing that you are going through, what you're experiencing in a relationship, finance, ministry, or business, the obstacle, it's a challenge. All right, it's a problem. You may be facing with a problem. Okay. All right, and those of you who follow my teaching, all problems are solvable. Okay, problems also reveal, all right, problems in the whole situation that could cause further difficulties. And there's so much reason why problem presents itself. But someone with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges and criticism, which means when people start to criticize what it is you're doing, criticize how you walk, criticize what you're doing, a person with a fixed mindset may give up easily in the face of difficulties. This is why resilient, that trait of resilient, is so important. Because the tendency are people will criticize, people will talk, people will say things. And a person with a fixed mindset will tend to want to give up. They also tend to compare themselves. Now, as we go through fixed mindset, I want those of you who are on probably to examine yourself and see if I'm a person that has a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Okay? And these are some of the traits or the characteristics of a fixed mindset. All right? They tend to compare themselves. Do you compare yourself to others? Okay? And you feel threatened by other people. Come on. You feel threatened, you compare yourself. Remember, we are not in the comparison game. We are not competing with anyone. You compete with yourself. You're not comparing yourself with anyone. Because if I compare myself with you, I cheat on myself. Because if you are literally, let's say for instance, 100 is the highest, and you are 20, and I'm comparing myself with you, that is 20. You still have 80 above you. Come on. But I'm looking at you and I'm comparing myself to 20 when 20 is not the highest. So we don't compare ourselves with people because you limit yourself. You compete with yourself. Right? So fixed mindset, you tend to compare yourself. Do you find yourself comparing yourself to other people? All right? Do you feel threatened by other people? Okay. On the other hand, now, let's go growth mindset. A growth mindset is characterized by the belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work. So a growth mindset means that you can develop. It's characterized by the belief that you can, your character belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and learning from mistakes. So if you have a growth mindset and you look at a situation that you are presented with, that you are dealing with, listen to me, I won't be real with you here. You're going to be hurt, all right? It's natural. But as I said before, it's a learning experience. You're not going to stay there. You give yourself a cutoff time. But if you have a growth mindset, all right, you are characterized by the belief that one's abilities and intelligence can be developed, okay, through the hard work, dedication, and you will learn from your mistakes. So you're going to see it as a learning experience. Stay with me, all right? You're going to see it as what? As a learning experience. Because your mindset is structured from a growth place. So you see difficulties and obstacles, all right, and situations that you presented before you, you see it as an opportunity to learn. People with a growth mindset tend to embrace challenges. In other words, you say, bring it on. You view failures and opportunities from a growth perspective. So you're seeing failure and opportunities from a growth perspective. Okay? So when you see failure, you say, what can I learn from this? Because remember, it's teaching moments, it's learning moment. Okay? They also tend to move to be more resilient in the face of setbacks and are able to bounce back quickly. A growth mindset. So that's the difference in terms of a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. When you see individuals, you are faced with things. Now, let me tell you something. Obstacles and difficulties, folks, it's an I call it a revealer, because it reveals who you are, because how you respond. And sometimes why these things are so important, because now it brings out traits in you that you did not know, because how you respond to it, what's in you begin to come out. And sometimes I say to folks, sometimes God use those things so that you can see yourself, because some of you wouldn't see yourself unless you're faced with an obstacle. Once you're dealing with a challenge, a situation that causes you can't go forward and you're hurt, you're going through something, then you see now some traits in you. But if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't see yourself. I'm telling you, it's a learning experience. So they tend to be more resilient in the face of setbacks, and they're able to bounce back quick. A growth mindset. Now, let's go a little deeper into this, because research has shown that individuals with growth mindset tend to achieve more and have greater success. Listen to this. A growth mindset tend to achieve more, and they tend to accomplish more, and they have greater success in their personal and professional lives compared to those with a fixed mindset. because for those of you who study my teaching, remember I said to you that God deals with us the way He created our mind to function. I remember God wants us to think. He wants you. He's going to put an idea in your mind. He's going to give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He's going to get in there. Okay? But if you have a fixed mindset, you're going to look at things from your perspective is going to be totally different. But a growth mindset, according to research, it says that individuals with a growth mindset tend to achieve more and have greater success in their personal and their professional lives compared to those with a fixed mindset. So my question for you this morning, do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? That is important when you are faced with obstacles and you are faced with situation. It will determine how you deal with that situation and if you get stuck or if you are able to grow. Now, the important note this, I want you to know this now. These mindsets are not necessarily fixed, all right, and can be developed and changed over time with intentional effort and practice. So the fixed mindset and the growth mindset is not necessarily fixed, because you can grow, you can develop, all right, because the mind is always expanding and growing. Okay, so the fix, whether it's fixed or whether it's growth, it can develop and change over time with intentional effort and practices. So you can take intentional decision to grow. Because remember, I said to you again, we go back to that law that John Maxwell mentioned in the infutable laws of growth, where he spoke about the law of intentionality. Hey, morning, Humphrey. So he spoke about the law of intentionality, and I said to you, it says growth doesn't just happen, which means now you have to do things intentionally to grow. And in talking about growing the mind, in developing your mind, guess what? You have to put yourself in the right environment. You have to now begin to get in the right set of information to begin now to grow your mind. So although we say fix is not necessarily fix, which means now you can develop and change. So your mindset can develop and change and grow over time with intentional effort and practice. That's it. Because remember, the development of your mind is critical. All right? Because remember, I remember those of you who in the discussion when we talk about learn to earn. Okay? So your growth, it gotta happen in your mind first. So you have now to begin to do the things that is necessary to grow your mind. All right? So those of you are all, let me get some feedback from you. All right, Charles says truth. All right, good morning, Junior. Good to have you on. All right. Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback, folks. What you think, the fix and the growth. All right. Do you have a fixed mindset? Do you have a growth mindset? That's important in when you are faced with challenges, when you are facing situations. All right. The person with a fixed mindset, guess what? They don't see opportunities. They don't see it like that. They crumble under that. But the person with a growth mindset, it's a different approach to things. You want to possess, you want to have a growth mindset. Okay? Mindset can have significant impact on your success. Why? Somebody asked, why mindset? Why? Because your mindset can have a significant impact on your success. Your mindset can have a significant impact on your decision making. Your mindset can have a significant impact on how you come out of the situation, how long you stay in a situation. Your mindset, okay? Your mindset can keep you in a place longer than you're supposed to be. Your mindset, as a man thinketh, a mindset. A mindset could stop you from seizing and seeing opportunities. It's a mindset. Money in your mind before money in your hand. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. You can take somebody out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of them. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. You grow your mind first. So mindset can what? Have significant impact on your success. A mindset, and you say, oh, so we're talking about mindset now. What is a mindset? A mindset really, if you're going to give it a definition, basically a mindset is a set of beliefs and attitudes and assumptions that guide how a person approaches or perceives the world around them. All right? Now remember, this is going to be up, so you could come back and listen to it again. Mindset refers to a set of beliefs and attitudes and assumptions, all right, that guides how a person approaches and perceives the world around them. A mindset. Your mindset is developed in through your environments, life experiences, okay, things that you read. The Jewish people said, give me a child from 0 to 7, I'm going to give you back a man. Mindset. Why? Because those are formative stage. Those are peer impact stage. That if you can get a child from 0 to 1, you can shape that child's destiny by how you develop their mind. A mindset. A mindset is important. So there are two types of mindset. Fixed mindset and growth mindset. Fixed mindset and growth mindset. What mindset do you possess? All right, we're coming to wind down. All right, and you know, give me your feedback. All right, on this discussion this morning, what do you think? Was it relevant? Was it important? What is your takeaway from this discussion this morning? There are two main types of mindset, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. What kind of mindset do you possess? Because when you're faced with obstacles and challenges and you are hurt and you're going through stuff, your mindset will determine how long you stay and how you come out of that situation. All right? A fixed mindset is the belief that our abilities and traits are fixed and cannot be changed. That's the simple. A fixed mindset is the belief that our abilities and traits are fixed and cannot be changed. That's a fixed mindset. And I hope that those of you who are on, you're listening to this, you're listening to the recording, that you don't, and even though you possess a fixed mindset, you know that it can change, it can grow. Put yourself in the right environment. All right. Listen to the right things. Associate yourself. Experiences. All right. What kind of mindset? All right, Batista, I have a growth mindset. All right. Well, if you're on this platform, I know you have a growth mindset. All right. The fact that you are listening to me this morning, it tells that you have a growth mindset. I'm learning a lot. Wonderful, Batista. All right. Terran, mindset, my God, stronghold. That's it. We're going to talk about that. Mindset equals strongholds. That's it. All right. Thank you, Terran. Your mindset equals strongholds because with the mindset you have, strongholds are established in your subconscious mind. And you know, strongholds that are established in your subconscious mind create what we call a paradigm. And then between that paradigm, you have what you call a terror bar. And we spoke about that on the program sometime. I'm telling you, folks, your mind got to shift. As a man thinketh in his heart or mind, so is he. All right. So what it says, what Erica says, I have a growth mindset. Okay. So people with a fixed mindset are more likely to give up when faced with challenges or setbacks because they believe their abilities are limited. All right. Let me say it again. A fixed mindset is the belief that our abilities and traits are fixed and you cannot change. But that's not true. It could change. But if you have a fixed mindset, that's your belief. All right. People with fixed mindset are more likely to give up. All right. When you are faced with challenges and obstacles, and when you are hurt and somebody disappoints you, you are faced with things. If you have a fixed mindset, you tend to stay in that place too long. And any place you stay in too long, the environment and the condition will again restructure your mindset. And of course, you know, it makes it difficult for you to move out of that place because you stayed there too long. Staying is not a problem, but staying too long is a problem. All right. This is what I said to you in the interim of this discussion. I said, give yourself a cutoff time. All right. Write it down. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be upset in 1 month, in 3 months. I'm going to give myself 3 months, right? Those of you who, in terms of grief and all that stuff, that's what I said to you. You give yourself cut-off time to cry. I mean, that's yours. You could cry, you could be upset and all that stuff. But when that cut-off time comes, bam, that's over. All right? Faced with challenges, setbacks, because they believe their abilities are limited. Your abilities are not limited. But if you have a fixed mindset, that is what you believe. All right? Hey, Monique, what's up? Thank you for sharing, Apostle. Wonderful. Much needed teaching, takeaway. All right? The law of growth is the law of intentionality. All right? Just share with me your takeaway. We come into our close. We're going to stop at, we have 4 minutes again, and we're going to bring it in here. All right? Merlin, extremely difficult to deal with people who has fixed mindset and tries to force that mindset on others. And that's a challenge. Thank you, Merlin. That's a challenge. When you're dealing with people who have a fixed mindset and they're trying to impose that fixed mindset on your growth mindset, and there's a challenge, it can't work. Right? I'm telling you this, that you're going to be able to identify some things with this. Growth mindset. Let me give you this before we close up. All right. So the growth, on the other hand, now, a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and traits can be developed. So when you have a growth mindset, you believe that your abilities can be developed. All right. Your traits can be developed and improve over time through effort and learning. Okay, why? Because you possess a growth mindset. So you know it's not going to be like this all the time. So you possess the ability to grow and to learn. So when you are faced with difficulties, with a growth mindset, you're going to see this is a learning experience. Because the situation that will cause you to grow, I'm going to grow out of this. I remember I said to you, if you don't grow, you will not go. This is why if you have a fixed mindset and it's difficult for you to grow, so then it's difficult for you to go because you have a fixed mindset. People with a growth mindset tend to embrace challenges, okay? And they see them as opportunities for growth and learning. They see it as opportunities for growth and learning. Someone who possesses a growth mindset. So when you are faced with difficulties, now hear me now. Now, when I say opportunities could come in the form of difficulties because opportunities come in the form of crisis, pain, problems, predicament. Okay? So you see it as a predicament, but guess what? In that predicament is an opportunity because remember the definition I give you sometime. All right, opportunities comes in disguise, but most time it goes unnoticed because it seems like an unfair exchange. Let me say it one more time for those of you who hearing it for the first time. Opportunities comes in disguise, but most time it goes unnoticed because it seems like an unfair exchange. So when an opportunity presents itself, most of the time you're not going to recognize it. You're not going to recognize it, okay? Because it seems like an unfair exchange. But what I'm saying to you, if you possess a growth mindset, when you see that obstacle, when you see that predicament, that pain, yes, it's pain, but in the midst of a pain, it's a learning experience, it's an opportunity. Let me give it to you again. People with a growth mindset, hear me, tend to embrace challenges and they see them as opportunities for growth and learning. All right. So, folks, I want to come to an end here. I want to stop here. All right. I want you to go back to this. Those of you who are on, share your takeaway. What's your takeaway this morning for this discussion? Just share your takeaway with us. All right. Share your takeaway. Just text it there. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Let's see there. My growth mindset is growing. Wonderful. All right, Tara, the obstacle is the way, man. The obstacle is the way. I love that. All right. The obstacle is the way. I can choose to cut off a way of thinking. All right. Extremely difficult. So let's share your takeaway. Folks, I want to just thank those of you who took the time, all right, to come on the morning breakfast brew this morning. As I said, Keisha is not with us this morning. He has an assignment in Tobago and it was during traveling time. All right, he's going to be with us on Monday. Okay, so I see Taran, thank you for Pastor Taran, thank you for jumping in. I know this is down your alley. All right, I hope someday you could jump on us and let's have some discussion on the platform also. All right, so blessings everyone. We are at the end of the work week. Have a blessed day, have a successful day. Remember I say, stay blessed and don't ever be stressed. Love you. See you Monday, same place, same time as we continue this discussion. Love you.